Hey everyone, this is Julia, the Nomadic Crafter, and Bambi, the Nomadic Crafter dog. Oh, look at that baby. So, hey everyone, just a quick update. I'm pretty overwhelmed by all of the requests for masks. And I just wanted to let you know the reason they haven't been up in my store yet is because all of the ones I initially made all sold at the dollar store that day 2 days ago, when I went to bring them to sell them to one lady. All the others sold, and I got phone numbers from people, and I've been making masks as fast as I can, and I'm not very fast. And they're kind of special because, like you saw with some of them, they have graphics on them from t-shirts and stuff like that. And the t-shirt fabric is a thicker weave, so a tighter weave, so it's more difficult to sew through than the cotton. So it's taking me a little bit longer than I thought. I just made some yesterday that I now photographed today, and I'm going to list them now. I have been making masks, so I haven't been able to list masks. I mean, I took photos of all the first ones, but then they all sold. So I was just in the park and took photos of the new ones, and then I've got 2 people already in line to meet with tomorrow. One wants 2 masks, one wants 2 masks, but they have 40 family members, and she said she'll pay me whatever to get masks for all her people. So, and my aunt and uncle want masks, and I want to make masks for my brother and sister, and the kids, and everybody in the shop, and so I'm starting to feel a little bit overwhelmed. But I'm going to upload this video when I get into the shop, and I'm going to make the 4 for tomorrow, and then I'm going to have to take a break. I haven't come too far on my mask making journey, but I'm already exhausted, and I can't let myself get sick. So also, the van is getting more and more discombobulated. You see clothing hanging there that I just finally photographed today. 2 pairs of hippie patchwork pants that'll be up in my store, and then the masks are above that. But yeah, I did laundry, and there's piles of laundry. I've got food everywhere, and an unfinished hat from now, like 3 weeks ago. It's almost finished, and I'm just starting to get overwhelmed. I need to put some of this stuff away. Basically, this over here is driving me crazy. This corner, every time I go down a hill, all of this falls. I think I'm going to change the arrangement of all this stuff. Look, toilet paper. Oh yeah, and in here are all my fabric yarn necklaces that I made, I don't know, in the summer, and have done now 4 photo shoots trying to get those photographed properly and listed. I finally think I got some decent shots, and so I'm wanting to list those in my shop. But all as well, the dresses that I did in my runway show, all of those are not even modeled and up in the store yet. So I'm way behind on all my regular stuff, and I'm also now making masks and getting swamped with orders. I'm going to keep making them. We're going to need them for longer than just the next couple days. So there are 7 going up in the shop tonight. If those ones don't suit you, there will be more. What was I going to say? Oh, for those of you that don't know, since I work for myself and I'm gratefully have a sewing studio right now, I have not stopped working on all of my stuff. Before this mask thing came along, I was just working, really in quite of a groove with making these dresses, and then came up with the runway idea, and then the editing of that was just so fun. I was like, yeah, I'm going in this direction, and then boom, the masks are pulling me in this direction. So, but my point was that I've already been working. I didn't get laid off or sent home or anything. So my experience is very different than a lot of you guys is, and I've been thinking about you and what it's like, and I'm loving hearing the comments about what you guys are up to in terms of gardening, crafting, sewing, and people are pulling out, the sewing machines and stuff like that, and that is so cool. Really, really a wonderful time to not only get our house in order, get your house in order, but also to engage in a lot of the activities and fun creative things, or perhaps even just organizing, putting our files on digital, whatever we need to do, that this time is allowing us to do. I think it's really awesome. And maybe even developing some new skills or different life patterns that we might, once you're off work so long, you might not want to go right back to a 9 to 5, but you might want to. So everything's mixed up for everybody right now. For me, it's been pretty normal. I just went to work and kept working. And, because like someone commented, oh, I'm glad you have the masks to keep you busy. Well, I was already busy before that. So, and in fact, in my van life, if you don't know, I am not one to sit around. I from the time I get up and make the coffee and stretch and let the doggy out, and we do a nice morning time outdoors, because for that whole night, we're going to be in the shop for hours sewing, and doggy's going to be waiting. So we take that time in the morning. I get my stretching in, and about 2 or so, because I get up late because I work late. Then I finally eat. Actually, right now I'm getting ready to make this smoothie right here. Bambi, we're not going. I'm just starting the van to make the smoothie. Not going, babe. Don't worry. Oh, it's not plugged in. Hey, it helps if you plug it in, y'all. So this is just a basic blender with a little inverter if you want to do that for your van. So we'll finish that up in a bit. Actually, I need to add another banana. But yeah, so then I finally get some food in me, and if the lighting's right, like it was today, I photograph those pants. I go out and find a lawn somewhere or hang them up somewhere and photograph them. And then, like similar with the masks, anything I make also requires me to usually edit the photographs. And then I have to upload them onto Etsy, and then I have to complete an entire Etsy listing. And if it's a product that I've never made before, such as a mask, I have to find the right category to put it in and change all the tags, a new title. I have to sort of research what phrases people are using for that. So to come up with an item, it takes quite a bit of effort and time online to actually get it listed and available for you. So that's another reason there's been a delay. But so, during the course of a day after I take photographs, I'll let Bambi out again, and maybe we need to do some shopping, because when we go to the shop, we'll be working till like 2 a.m, which is what I typically do. And then I'll go find somewhere to park, and, Bambi and I'll run around at night a little bit. My days are completely full from the moment I get up to the moment I go to sleep. And right now, honestly, I'm exhausted. It's only been 3 days of making masks. I'm only managing 5 to 7 masks a day. Not very good. But yeah, they're pretty special though. For those of you that didn't see my mask making video, here's one of the masks. So you see they're quite different. Yeah. And I have the awesome ear loops with this recycled t-shirt fabric. So my masks are basically upcycled masks. They're little pieces of artwork as well. I can't help it. I like to be a production machine, but each piece, is one of a kind, and it's just the way I do the work. So, yeah. So we'll have some masks up on Etsy. Then I've got some commitments for the next ones. And then I'll probably get back to making them for the shop, guys. And then, yeah, I'm overwhelmed. But, worry not. If you need to get a mask before I can get you one, or you would like one that's a little bit less expensive than $11, which is what they'll probably be. The ones on Etsy.com are between, well, there's a few for $5. And then, actually, I like it up here better. And then, I was going to show you that too. There's a few for $5, and then they go up to around $15. But then there's like special ones with like a cat face or maybe a little side filter, and then those can go up to like $25. So if you're desperate for a mask, go ahead and go to Etsy.com and order some of the fabric masks there if you like. But you'll probably need more than one anyway. You just wash one while you wear one. And unless you want to do laundry every day, you might need more than 2. So my masks are forthcoming. Thank you so much for everybody reaching out to get masks and requesting masks. I really appreciate it. This is an awesome opportunity for me to be, I felt like it was World War II. And I had been committed to making these masks now. My business is sort of set aside, but the same materials and process and tools and skills will now be used in the war effort. You know, it's like making masks for the virus effort. That's awesome. You know, when they say everybody's coming together, you know, I don't really believe that mushy stuff. It's like, oh, we're all coming together now. We're all one happy family. No, really, it hasn't changed that much. But to the extent that we are coming together, like with the mask making or the people donating them to the hospitals or all of the other wonderful things that people are doing, that's wonderful. And as well as saying, you know, I don't like the mushy, oh, we're all in it together, unless we really are. I'd like to note that we are all actually always all in it together. So we're not just in it together now because there's a crisis. We're actually all in it together because everything's interconnected, both physically on this plane, ecologically, naturally, and consciously. Our consciousnesses affect one another. Do you know that there are neuron receptors in our eyes that when we look at one another, eye to eye, those receptors are initiated and they produce, they're connected to neurons for empathy. So when you look in someone else's eyes, empathy is created. If you don't look in people's eyes, empathy is not created. Do you know that when you hug someone for a certain period of time, pheromones or whatever chemicals are released that create a deeply profound connection when you hug? What I'm saying is we are connected. That's what I mean on a conscious level, that we have a huge effect on one another. If I'm in a bad mood and go into the store, it's definitely going to affect other people. And if I'm in a good mood, it can affect them as well. You also know that a smile, if you smile, it then produces chemicals in your body, endorphins that make you feel better and happier. I mean, all of these things are true. There's more going on here than meets the eye or the regular six senses. And we are all connected in our consciousness and in our physicality. So the idea that we're all in it together now is really quite surface, you know, because we really are in it all together. Now, I wanted to share with you my experience over here at the 99-cent store. You can see there's a line with people separated by X's on the ground. And only so many are allowed in the shop at once. So I went over there because I needed to get this smoothie stuff. I haven't had any greens in like a day or more. And I need to keep my health up. So I had to get my greens. And everybody in the line was wearing a mask except for this one couple. And then the woman goes, I don't really want to. Oh, when I first walked up there, it's okay. Firecrackers. Great. Yeah, let's party. I don't like firecrackers. Neither does Bambi. Anyway, this woman spit right on the ground, right in the middle of the walkway. That's how you spread a virus. That's disgusting. It gets on your shoe. You walk into your vehicle. You walk into your house. Your baby's crawling on the ground and gets the virus on them. These same people who are the only ones not wearing masks, she goes, I don't want to wait in this line. Can we go? And he goes, yeah, we can go. And they turn around and they start walking towards me. And I backed up as much as I can. And I go like this. She goes, hi, dear. And I go, no, can you give me some space, you know? And then I was like, thank you. And she sort of backed up and walked on and then started saying something. And he goes, just leave it. I go, I'm sorry, ma'am. It's not personal. So it's not personal when someone asks you to provide that space that has been suggested. It's not personal when I'm wearing a mask and you're not. This is not a political issue, you know. And with great freedom comes great responsibility. And people just don't get that. We're so used to just having the freedom. Freedom is inherent, by the way. It is not given or taken away by countries, wars, leaders. It is inherent, just like it says in the Constitution, but it's even bigger than that. But with freedom comes responsibility. If you don't want a military state with a government telling you what you have to do. Masks are about to be mandatory for everybody, let me tell you. If you don't want that, then you need to be self-responsible. Excuse me, not only you, but I need to be self-responsible if I don't want to be told what to do. And that's what all of this is showing us. And you've got people like that couple who, granted, they're free to think what they want, but they cannot impinge upon others' rights by endangering them, by approaching them, or not wearing masks and approaching them, or spitting on the ground. I mean, this is an example of someone who has freedom and no responsibility for it. So let this situation highlight this principle of with great freedom comes great responsibility, because it certainly does. And I'd like to make a note that it's not people like me that live in a van, have dreadlocks and a shaved head, make recycled clothing, use cannabis, don't have 9-to-5s. We are not the rebels. It's that couple there that chose not to wear a mask, to approach me up to like 3 feet, to spit on the ground and have total disrespect for the health of others. Those are the true rebels. The people who are selfish. Now, I'm not trying to criticize people who are not wearing masks in general. Again, I'll do what I do and you do what you do, but don't approach me without a mask. These are the rebels. These are the ones that are unwilling to go with what we have decided is the safe thing to do. And it's people like that that are going to create more of a clampdown. Those are the rebels. The CEOs that don't pay their taxes. Those are the rebels. The people that just don't comply with the basic laws and social contract that we have going on here. Those are the rebels, not people like me. So let me just use that as a way to make that point. Alrighty. Whew, I feel so much better, actually. Thank you for letting me share. Please put down in the comments what you think about the things I've said and what's going on with you. And I would say put your mask orders in there, but it's going to be too overwhelming. Don't do that. Just go to etsy.com/store/California Patchwork. They'll be up tonight. Today is, I think, the 4th of April. And in the next few days, I'll be getting more up on that site. And I really appreciate you. If you can't wait, go ahead and order from any of the numerous other sellers. We don't want anybody unsafe out there. So I'm loving seeing most people out in my community now wearing masks. This morning we were up at the park. We didn't walk in the park. We walked along the side of it and through the neighborhood. But this area I call Drunk African Park, because there's a gang of drunk Africans all the time there. Well, I snuck over to the edge of the park where the grass was to take my photographs of the pants and masks. And right as I was finishing up, I hear this big loudspeaker from a police car. And they was talking to the drunk Africans. You're not allowed to be in this park. Please disperse from the park. And they all came down. And I scooped my stuff up and left. I'm glad to see there's some enforcement of it, even though it sucks that we can't go into the park. These people that need to be enforced. That's what it is. So, all right, we're doing well. I'm going to make this smoothie and keep my immunity up. And it's going to be another long night of mask making. God bless everyone. Namaste. And aloha. Love y'all. Thanks for watching. Hi, Aunt Judy and Uncle Dean. I love you.